We are hunkered down in Tikehau, a tiny atoll in the Tuamotus, in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, waiting for squally weather to pass until we can continue our journey to the Marquesas, the only safe haven for sailors spending cyclone season in French Polynesia. A brief break in the storms gives us a chance to sail 165 miles east to Fakarava. Fingers crossed we'll make it in time.
I think our plans to take Yoda for a walk on the shore has suddenly changed.
Yeah.
This Maramu is coming through now. Hopefully it won't last that long, but yesterday was the same, about the same time.
Yeah, it's true.
Big storm, squalls. Okie dokie.
Thankfully, the rain eventually stopped, so we lowered the dinghy to take Yoda to shore. You ready to go for a walk, Yoda? I think maybe if we're going or over here. Very shallow, extremely shallow. In Tikehau, we are held by the weather. How bad can it be? Not bad at all. It's a pause, a breather, a reason to enjoy the moment. But do we have to tell ourselves lies to accept it? We wish we were like Yoda in the lagoon, a playground for a life stripped down to simplicity. She's not waiting, she is loving the lagoon, its clear waters, the wildlife under and above. Playing with Yoda, we're not killing time, we are trying to learn. Storms hit unexpected. We live through them. Stuff breaks, we fix it. The wind blows on our nose, we tack. Taking the time to look in the lagoon's clear water, we see the life we are part of. The lagoon is a mirror of what we are, what we can be. It's not just water, it's a lesson. We are not stuck if we look, if we learn, if we see what's really important. If we see these moments for what they are, not interruptions, but life, real and raw. The delay becomes a way to learn. It's not about where you go, it's about how you live when you're there. The weather will change, we will move on. Maybe forget the details, but what we have here now is ours. We stopped here, we found storms, we found beauty, and we found each other. Looks like the storm back there is coming our way, so we're gonna head back to the boat. Looks like you go right here. We made it back before the rain, but it's coming. In Tikehau, we are held by the weather. How bad can it be?
Look at this beauty here.
Wow.
Making focaccia, or schiacciata as we call it in Toscana.
Oh yeah, schiacciata. It's my favorite.
Just make do with what I have. At sea, making bread is a comfort. All days craves is warm water and sugar. Add flour, olive oil, and salt. It comes alive, rises, grows tender, begging to become bread, pizza, focaccia, while the smell of sustenance fills the galley. You punch it down, knead it, shape it, bake it. Gives you more than you put in. It makes you feel you've done right, shaping much goodness out of little. At sea, bread is a warm link to what we have left behind. See? Nice. And now we let it raise, sit down and raise for a little bit for about a half an hour, maybe more, until it doubles in size. And There it is.
Whoa, look at that guy.
It's nice, huh?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take this bad boy.
Wow.
Top.
How long do you cook it for?
20 minutes.
Oh.
Ta-da!
Yum. And then number 2.
Number 2 goes in.
Yay.
It's hot now, so I'll just wait, but
It looks so good. I don't know if I can wait until tomorrow. All right, guys, so Tikehau was really just a stop off for us. We're trying to get further east in the Tuamotus, so we have been looking at whether to jump down to Fakarava. It's kind of a midway point, and then we can continue making our way further east, I guess.
yeah, to where we feel like going in this weather.
Right, exactly. Ultimately, we would love to get over to the Marquesas.
But I'm not promising.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like it's going to be pretty brutal. And everybody that we've talked to that's there has said the passage has been one of their worst, like in 8 years, 13 years of cruising.
Yeah.
So definitely not something we're looking forward to. But at any rate, we are going to try and make it down to Fakarava. And Fabio's been checking the weather, and it looks like tomorrow is best, right?
Yeah, so tomorrow looks like we're gonna start with about 13 to 15 knots, just forward to the beam. Half towards the later part of the day, tomorrow is gonna drop down to 5-6 knots. We're gonna move all the way to Fakarava, probably through the night of Friday and Saturday morning. But it's better because the wind changes more.
So
that's what we're gonna do.
Yep.
We awoke to pastel-streaked clouds and the sun rising over the horizon, something we hadn't seen in quite some time. We took that, along with dolphins jumping outside the pass, as a good omen and set sail for Fakarava. A huge thank you to our patrons. We are so grateful for your support. If you'd like additional content and real-time updates, consider joining the Harbors Unknown community on Patreon.
All right, let's try this picture. Perfect. Angle is 63, 64. We're doing 10 knots, 9.9 to 10 knots. And the true wind speed is 16, 17. And the apparent wind speed is 18, which is, this creature loves 18 knots of apparent wind speed at 60 degrees.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. Unfortunately, it's not where we want to go, but
Well,
we're gonna have to do some tacking.
yeah.
Either we do a few tacks, or we can go with the jib. We can point better with the jib, obviously. For now, it's perfect. We're just going around the island at this angle, and then we'll
We'll have to change it once we get there anyway.
Yeah.
So we may as well just enjoy it.
this. Yeah.
Once we cleared the atoll, we furled the screecher and unfurled the jib to sail a tighter angle.
Right. So, Bessie. beautiful. So now we have a current wind angle of between 49 and 50. The wind is down to 12 to 13 knots. Our speed is between 6.9 and 7.2, 7.1, something like that. Still adjusting the course a little bit. Great.
We left the Tikehau Pass at 6 a.m. this morning, so bright and early. But the sailing so far has been fantastic. And when it's like this, it is really just like a dream. It's so nice. And we haven't had sailing like this in such a long time. It really is like just a sweet reward for all the time spent in the marina. And then I was really hesitant to leave today because the forecast was for more squalls, so I was afraid the weather was going to be like yesterday, but so far it's beautiful. We're headed east, I guess, to Fakarava. It's about 165 miles. We should get there around noon tomorrow, and we should be able to enter the pass at that time, which would be really all of the stars aligning. So fingers crossed everything goes to plan, but we'll see. The wind is now up to like 17 to 19 true, and it's pushing it to like 21, touching 22, 23. So we're watching the wind and considering taking a reef. We don't want to, but if it really, continues to touch 22, 23 regularly, then we'll have to. But always keeping us on our toes. The wind is back down to like 12, 13 knots, so, well, even 10 and 11. So it's, much easier on the mind mentally because you're not always thinking about taking a reef, but we are going a bit slower, still around 6 knots. Fabio just checked predict wind, and it looks like we're going to lose the wind earlier than we thought, so we've got to really enjoy every moment sailing. Right, Yodi? Yeah. Chef Fabio serving up dinner. Pork and beans.
Pork and beans, baby. Can't go wrong.
Looks delicious.
Yeah.
You cooked this yesterday. You just warmed it up now.
Right. Sailing at 9, almost 9. Yeah, 9 knots now. And having dinner. Wow, super tender.
What's going on?
We're going too fast, and the wind has changed to northwest, which puts us to a much better angle, but well above this island here. What's it?
I don't know. There's an atoll that starts with a K there.
Yeah, it puts us well above this atoll. So instead of going underneath, we're going to go above it. We may have to slow down. The wind was supposed to die around 5 p.m., but it hasn't yet.
Still like 4:30, I think.
Yeah. So if the wind dies, then we're gonna go slower. But we're gonna get it as long as we can. We're doing between 8 and 9 knots with 16, 17 knots of true wind. And the angle is what really has changed. The wind is coming from 335, which is northwest, and we have a commanded angle of 105. So the wind is really, the apparent wind is round the beam almost, which makes it's the best way for this boat to go. She loves this creature. Much success. We've been going so fast all day that now we have to slow down. Otherwise we get there at 1 in the morning. And you cannot get into the statues at night. You have to go with daylight and with the right tide. So we took the screecher out. We just have the jib out now and the main with one reef. Still going about 7 knots. Once we change the angle downwind a little bit, we're going to go about 6 knots, which is okay. At 6 knots, we'll get there in the morning.
We continued cruising along into the evening until
The wind left us, went away, and the rain came really heavy. We're motoring now through the storm. We're still about 80 miles away from the entrance to Fakarava.
at least we have the cocoon.
Yeah, at least I have some protection here with the it does leak here a little bit.
Good morning, guys. We are just half a mile from the North Pass of Fakarava. Definitely looking forward to getting there. These like 1 night, 2 night, overnight passages are kind of brutal. It doesn't really give you time to adjust. It's great to see that we actually were able to make it here to Fakarava, which is, you know, a pretty good staging point for the Marquesas, though we will try and make it another few hops. You ready? How excited are you? Oh yeah? Super excited? So the slack tide was supposed to be at 7 and now it's 8:30, so we are a bit late, and it looks like there is a bit of chop in the pass and the wind is kind of coming out with the current, so we're gonna floor the engines.
I don't know, we're going 8-9 knots.
Yeah.
And the speed to the water is 5.
Right, so the current is with us, not against us.
Yeah, we have like 5 knots of current with us,
Wow.
3-4 knots of current with us, and it's so choppy because the wind is
Right, and the wind is coming from the opposite direction. Yeah. Yep. It was a bit bumpy, but we made it through. Woo! Go Wanderlust! And the 2 80 horsepower engines. And now that we made it through the pass, we are heading over to the anchorage by the town. It's about 6 miles from here. I would love to anchor right here because there's a balmy that's supposed to be really nice for snorkeling, and you're near the pass, so if it, you know, weather is conducive, you can also snorkel the pass. But it's only protected in like northeast winds, and the winds are primarily from the east. So we're gonna go over to the anchorage in the north by the town. It was such a relief to have made it to Fakarava, one step further to the safety of the Marquesas for cyclone season, navigating the squalls, deciding when to move forward, when to stay put, playing by Mother Nature's rules in the ultimate game, the game of life on the sea.